All right, so for this video, we're going to focus on percent proportions. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's refresh our memory. Percent just means out of 100. That's it. So you got to keep that in mind when you're solving any percent problems. So it says 80% of the 6th grade students in the school have at least one social media account. If there's 305 6th grade students, how many of them do not have at least one social media account? Okay, so you can solve this a couple of different ways. You can do the 80%, figure out what 80% represents, and then subtract, which, it doesn't really matter. Or since percent is out of 100, and we're trying to figure out the not, which is 20%. We're going to set it up with 20%. 20% do not have a social media out of 100%. Okay, 100% is 305. So this is your part, which is no social media. And then this is your total. Okay, so there's a total of 305 kids. Okay, so I'm looking for an equivalent ratio. So here's the deal. You don't have to simplify. I always say you might as well. You don't have to, not necessary. You're still going to get the same answers. 20 divided by 10 is 2. And then 100 divided by 10 is 10. So now I could continue, but I'm just going to go with that. So how does 10 become 2? Divide by 5, and whatever I do to that side, I have to do to this side. So that means I will divide this by 5. Now, whenever you're using proportions, it doesn't matter where you start as long as there's two numbers. What I mean by that, you can't start with 20 and a blank because there's not two numbers. So you can't go, well, 20 times 5 is 100. So you got to kind of keep that in mind. You can, in this particular problem, you can start from the left, go to the right, or the bottom and go up. It doesn't really matter. It's just your preference. 5 doesn't go into 3, but it goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. Bring down my 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So it's 61 students do not have at least one social media account. All right, let's look at the next example. At the local high school, 15% of the freshman students write with their left hand. If there's 560 freshman students in the school, how many of them write with their left hand? So this doesn't contradict. What I mean by contradict, in the last one it said not. So it kind of, undid the information that it gave you. This one is just clear cut. Percent is out of 100. So when you set up a proportion, you always want to keep the percent together. It doesn't matter if you put it on the left side or the right side. It's up to you. So this would be left-handed. And then this is your total. Okay, it's asking for how many, what does the 15% represent? Well, 100% is 560. Okay, in this case, I can start from the left and I can go to the right, meaning that direction, or I can go this way. I haven't decided yet. I first want to simplify, to be honest. So in this case, I will divide this by 5, which will give me 3. And 100 divided by 5 will give me 20. So let's just rewrite it so it's easier to see. Now, I can divide again. Now, I can't divide, the both left numbers and all three numbers at the same time. I can only do 2 at a time. And they got to be next to each other. 3 and 20 were done. However, 520 and 560, they're both divisible by 10. So that means 20 becomes 2, and 560 becomes 56. So now it's easier. I can go, oh, how does 2 become 56? Well, let's think about it. 3, 25, 28. So 2 times 28 gives me 56, and whatever I do to the 2, I have to do to the 3. And so 3 groups of 28, that'd be 28, 28, 16, 4, 5, one more. So 84. So my answer would be 84 left-handed students. Or I can write with their hand, left hand, whatever. Whatever works for you. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helped. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.